What's up, my dudes? Dude! Okay, so I'm here to talk about Yhwach's character over the history of Bleach. Starting now, we have Yhwach in Zangetsu form. Honestly, I always had my suspicions about Yhwach's Zangetsu form. Apparently, this is actually Yhwach near the end. Then we have Tenza Zangetsu, which Ichigo met during his Dangai training. Now this has to be Yhwach because it is Zangetsu, and I guess this is young Yhwach, but older than what we saw in the flashback. Next, we see Yhwach in his original form. I guess this is the form most people associate with the Mustachio Madness. Next form we see of Yhwach is actually baby Yhwach, and we learn his ability and how he is different from Quincy's. Instead of taking powers, taking Reishi, he actually is able to give out powers to those who touch him. Then we next see teenager Yhwach in the same light that we see baby Yhwach in. Of course, next we see Yhwach with Almighty activated, and we learn his ability, the Almighty, that he actually can see the future with his multiple irises. In Yhwach's Almighty form, we also see his ability to render abilities that he sees in the future, render them useless. Next form, actually immediately after Yhwach absorbs Mimihagi, he has a mark on his left neck and his eye. And this is a precursor to his next form, Soul King Yhwach. I like to call him Soul King Yhwach. Of course, his power is much larger and has gone all over the place. And this, I think, is true essence of terror in Yhwach. In fact, he can alter all possible futures, not just his immediate future. Next form we see is 1,000 years ago Yhwach, and this is when he's recruiting his Stern Ritter, and he meets Hashwell. So rather important flashback. Not too much different from what we were introduced to the start of Yhwach. Next transformation, probably his final transformation, maybe, is revived Yhwach. And I like this one a lot. I think he looks the best in it. The incarnation of his power, of his evil aura, is represented best in this form. Of course, this was after he died. He then revived, and we see this form. Another thing that's worth noting is we see how his mustache actually changes throughout the years, starting chapter 484 when he's introduced. We see his mustache very thin, and then progressively, and by the end, 603, it's very thick. It's huge. Now, the reason I bring all this up, because some people probably don't care about Yhwach. Actually, I don't think anybody cares about Yhwach, and if they do care, I don't think anyone likes his character or thinks he's a good character. And honestly, kind of agree with you guys. I kind of think you're right. I mean, through the whole history of me reading Bleach, I was unimpressed by Yhwach. I wanted to see more from other characters. I was like, why did this guy get so strong? How did he get so strong? Where are all these abilities coming from? When we were first introduced to the Almighty Yhwach, I actually started to like his character a little bit more. You don't realize like how strong he is actually until he does this, because he had no feats. He really had no fights up until him versus Ichibi. And him versus Ichibi was kind of what the hell. But I liked that fight because it ascended Bleach in general to a higher tier of power. Now again, after absorbing the Soul King, he got even stronger, seemingly effortlessly. Now another thing I think most people are critical of Yhwach's character is he has no real aim, there's no goal other than to destroy everything. He's not really motivated by anything. Plus, he's kind of random. We did know about his character, obviously, in Ichigo's sword, in Zangetsu. He did have that form. I mean, this character was planned from the beginning, obviously. But still, he seems very random, and I think that's resonating within most of the people who read Bleach. I think most people are like, wow, this character really is not very deep. I mean, compare him to Aizen. Aizen actually was really interesting. Even compare him to Renji, when Renji was sort of a villain. Renji was somewhat of an interesting character, you know, Yhwach not so much. Now, here's the real reason I made this video, because if Yhwach kills everybody in 686, which is what it seems like will happen, I think his character is actually going to be a good character. I think his character will be complete. I don't think you should judge a character until the series is over, unless, you know, in most cases I think you can, but in cases like Yhwach, I don't think you really can, because we don't know everything about him, right? What if Kubo wants to write stuff about this character that he hasn't planned yet, because we don't know what's going to happen with Bleach. I mean, everyone says Bleach is ending, and they say Bleach is ending, but is Bleach really ending? Plus, it's heavily suggested that Yhwach's going to kill everybody, and if he does, I think that his character actually is really interesting. It's actually really cool, because he's one character in the sea of Shonen Jump, in the sea of, honestly, mainstream media, where the good guy always wins and the bad guy never wins. And the bad guy, sometimes they're written well, sometimes not, but they never win. The good guy wins the friendship. That's not going to be the case next chapter if Yhwach actually wins. If he does, then he's going to be the one standing out. And he's not, of course, he's not the only character to stand out, or the only character who's done this in all history. But the thing about his character is he always said how he's going to. He always made a point of what he's going to do. And then his opponent made it a point that they're going to win, and he's wrong. And then he always was able to prove them wrong. And because he can change the future. He can see the future, and so of course that's his whole character. And so if he actually did follow through with his plan to kill everybody, or to, you know, see society's destruction in their happiest moment, especially, I think it adds a lot of depth to his character. I think it makes his character a lot more interesting. It sets precedent for Bleach. It makes Bleach a lot more interesting. So this is one thing I want to see out of this character in 686. I'm actually really excited for Bleach 686 for this reason. Of course, what if he doesn't kill everybody? What if he's stopped by Ichigo or something? What if he's wrong? Yeah, I think that'd be a disappointment. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think it'd be a disappointment, and I think it would hurt Yhwach's character. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching my video. What do you guys think about Yhwach's character? Do you guys think his character is as shitty as everyone else is? I mean, does anybody really like his character, like, too much? I know, of course, there'll be some people that like his character.